Welcome to another episode of BusinessMind Tutorials, and today we're going to tackle a common question. How do you populate the tracking 0, 1, and 2 fields found on the models which flow to your SKUs? Okay, so you're tracking data for your models to your SKUs. So here is a model that I have open, and you can see that we have no data in these fields, and unlike the other options in BusinessMind, for example, let's take a look at this one. There is no enter new option, right? Like this online tracking, if I wanted to add to this, I just have to click enter new option, and then I can type whatever it is I would like to type. But in this case, the tracking 0, tracking 1, and tracking 2 do not have this option because they must be added from the backend. Now, in a future release and a future update, we hope to add functionality so that you all can add to this. It will be done from a different manager, and there's a reason for that. The main reason is that this works as a hierarchy system, meaning your choice for tracking 0 will influence your options for tracking 1, which will then influence your options for tracking 2. So it's a hierarchy system. And because of that, it's slightly more complicated than just adding a new entry. So to do this, to add some entries, you will have to submit it to us. And we're going to go over the process of how you're going to submit that sheet. It's just going to be an Excel sheet. It's going to be fairly simple. And we'll go over that to you. But I do want to just explain the hierarchy system one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some options to these, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at them. Okay, so now I added some options, so let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how this hierarchy system works, okay? So if we click on tracking 0, you're going to see we have two options in here now. Whichever option we choose can have its own options for tracking 1. For example, if I click on rings for tracking 0, now when I click on tracking 1, you'll see a bridle and engagement option. But let's say I choose bracelets for tracking 0. Now if we look at tracking 1, you see bangle, chain, charm, estate, link, and so on. So again, this is a hierarchy system. So for example, if I choose bangle, now tracking 2 has options for bangle. So again, it's a hierarchy system. Your first choice has choices beneath it, which then has choices beneath that. So it needs to be submitted in that way. So now we're going to take a look at how we submit this. You're going to want to create an Excel document with 3 columns: tracking 0, tracking 1, and tracking 2. The first column is for tracking 0. So we have bracelets. You're going to notice we have bracelets listed here multiple times because you need to include it for each choice. So for example, let us look at our bangle options here. We have bracelet, bangle, diamond ladies, bracelet, bangle, diamonds men, bracelet, bangle, gemstone ladies, bracelet, bangle, gemstone men, and so on. You'll notice that that matches with this. So each choice that you are going to want to be able to choose needs to be in this list. So that's why you see 43 bracelet options in here, even though there's only one here because the different combinations work out to 43 combinations. I include bracelet here, and then I have these 5 options underneath here, and then each one of those has certain options. So that is how this is laid out. Now it sounds confusing, and it also sounds like, oh, it might be a little bit of extra work, but it's really not, because using Excel, you could easily populate this first column by pulling down. For example, if I scroll up here, add a little few rows here. If I need more bracelets, I can easily copy that. Okay? If I needed more options in bangles, I could easily copy that. Okay? If I was reproducing the tracking 2 list for each option, or let's say I'm creating a new option, okay? there we go. We have these options, and under that, we're going to have maybe these options. See, with copy and pasting, you can easily create this file without too much effort. But once you have this file created, okay, then you save it. You just submit it to support. That's super easy. Click on the little life raft icon. You'll notice it says Help Center, and choose the Help Center option. In the corner of the Help Center, you will notice this icon. This is a little chat bubble. If we click on this, it will allow you to create a message and use the paperclip to attach your file. So in this message, you would say something like, I'm contacting you from, give your company name, okay? Give us your name, give us a number we could reach you at. Attach your file, say I need to submit this to add to our tracking list for inventory, and submit the file, and we'll put it in there. And adding to the list, by the way, is super simple. You do not include items that are already in the list. So if you already have your list fairly populated, you do not want to include those duplicates, because then they will be duplicated. You just send in a sheet with whatever additions you need, and they will be added to the list, and the process is very quickly. The other thing to be careful about is when you're adding these, I've seen many cases where accidentally someone gets a space at the end of one of their submissions, and when that processes through, the system is going to treat that as a separate option. So when you go to your tracking list, you're going to see what's going to appear as a duplicate of bracelets, or whichever one you added the space to, because you're going to have it in there twice. The other thing is, obviously, spelling matters, because each one is grouped together. So again, tracking 0 will group all these bracelets into one in the list, as long as they're all spelt, and case sensitive, obviously, the same. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed this episode of BusinessMind tutorials. Setting up the tracking list is easy. We also have a link with written instructions on our Help Center, which we will include in the description. And please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you know when we release more of these educational videos on our YouTube channel. Have a great one, everyone.